What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in. In this episode, I want to share a little bit of information on passing the emissions test on a Ford Edge. I drive a 2011 Ford Edge Limited, and after replacing the catalytic converter, I received a couple of different error codes or emissions codes that needed to be settled before I could pass the test. Since you just made the repairs, what you want to do is just drive it for a couple of 100 miles, like 100 or 200 miles, and then the codes will clear up once you complete the drive cycle. There's a couple of different things that the vehicle has to go through for it to clear the codes and to be able to read it. Instead of driving around aimlessly for a couple of hours, I figured let me review what is the 2011 Ford Edge drive cycle and see if I could expedite or streamline the process. So that's exactly what I did. The initial codes that I received were the P0430, which is the catalytic system efficiency below threshold. In my case, it was bank number 2. And then I also had a 07E8, which has to do with emission monitoring, fuel system, EVAP, and that type of stuff. So anyway, that's what I did. I uploaded a checklist, or created and uploaded a checklist to my website, my blog, so feel free to check it out. But here's a little bit of the step-by-steps. First, you want to try to follow the steps in order, ideally in like one continuous trip. Begin with a cold engine. So if you have the vehicle parked overnight, you can do this first thing in the morning, and you have between 15 to 85% of the gas tank full, right? So you have to have some gas in there. I would say, from a quarter to like almost 3/4 full. That's easy way to tell just by looking at the dash. Anyway, you start by doing a cold start. So this is part of the preparation. Do a cold start and just set the car to idle. So after the car's been sitting overnight, just go ahead and idle it for about 2.5 minutes and make sure that the AC, the rear defrost is off. That way you can just concentrate on being as efficient as possible. Then do a little bit of light acceleration and keep it at a steady speed. I know you're not driving, but the RPMs, you want to keep the RPMs, from what I read, was 3,000 RPMs for about 2-3 minutes. The next step after that is to actually clear the codes. And to clear the codes, what you want to do is you want to find a nice road, long road, that you're able to do some of this, get on the highway, and follow some of these steps. So the first one is you want to accelerate up to 25 miles an hour, and you hold that for about 15 seconds. Then you increase the speed to about 40 miles an hour, and you don't have to mash the gas. Go ahead and do a slow quarter throttle, right? Like you don't want to gun it, just cruise up. Then after that, after you increase it to 40, just cruise at 40 miles an hour, and you just maintain that speed for about 15 minutes. What this is going to do is this is going to clear the O2 sensors, the catalyst, and the fuel systems as they run all of their checks. Once you're done with that, so after 15 minutes or so of maintaining 40 miles an hour, no cruise control, just you and the foot, your foot and the gas pedal for the accelerator. You go ahead and you coast all the way down. So you decelerate, but don't hit the brakes. Just decelerate and let the vehicle go all the way down to about 20 miles an hour. That's going to allow the decelerated monitors to exercise the EVAP controls and all the other systems. Then you're going to go ahead and accelerate to highway speed, and you want to go up to like 60 miles an hour using about half of the throttle, right? So about halfway through, and then steadily climb to 60 miles an hour. Once you get there, just cruise for 10 minutes. And what this is going to do is this is going to allow the catalyst and the O2 sensor heater monitors to complete. After 10 minutes of driving or cruising at 60 miles an hour, coast to a stop. Again, don't use the brake. Just go ahead and take your foot off the gas, slow down as much as you can, and then let the vehicle coast down without using the brake if possible. After that, you should be good to go. At this point, just stop the vehicle. You could apply the brakes, and you just hold it there on drive. This is going to finalize the monitor test. Once you're done with that, you should be all set. You're able to go through, clear the codes if needed, if you have any codes, and then retest it again to see if any of these codes pop back up. If so, then just repeat the process. If they don't pop up, then good to go. Go to the emissions test center, and you should good luck.